Now, I just did a video on Avowed. I do believe it came out yesterday with their goofy-ass little pronouns, and I didn't think that they would go ahead and act a fool so quickly, but here we are a day later, and bro, this rabbit hole runs deep. Xbox and Obsidian's Avowed promoted with disordered LGBTQ plus tag on Steam. Oh no, it's the kiss of death. Sucks to suck, I guess. For a game that looks well like that, can't necessarily say I'm surprised, and oh boy, there is quite a lot to go over from here. Like I said, man, over the past, since I've been recording, since I've been researching this topic and since I recorded the past video, bro, there has been so much crap to come out of this. We're going to get into a lot of it. Xbox and Obsidian Entertainment's upcoming first-person fantasy RPG, Avowed, is being promoted on Steam as using, yes, the big gay tag. The Steam's storefront features the RPG, LGBTQ plus adventure, first-person, and 3D tags. Very interesting set of user tags on that one, but I mean, how does everybody, even if they heard about this game so far, like outside of its initial announcement that, ooh, Obsidian's working on a brand new IP. Oh, it's been a long time since I've had the opportunity to do that. And okay, they have some goodwill. They definitely got the ball rolling on this one. But with the first major update and the first real in-depth gameplay breakdown video, you see pronouns up top, and it's like, okay, we know exactly what time it is. As I said in the description of the previous video, it's like we've seen these tactics before. Dragon Age the Veilguard ring a bell on this one. We didn't know how bad ultimately that game was going to be, but there were little red flags placed everywhere, and pronouns and focusing on trans weird stuff, yeah, that was very much front and center. Now, so far, okay, I'll go ahead and cut this off right at the pass. There's no trans stuff that I see right now as of recording. Well, we got a little bit of time. February 18th is still a couple of months away. I don't want to breeze past Christmas, okay? For Christ's sakes, like this laughing stock will be there in a couple of months' time, okay? So let's just put this on the percolator here for a second. So if that stuff does end up coming out, if there's a character creation screen with, top scars or jaw enhancement, we'll definitely be laughing at that stuff. Don't you worry about it. But as it sits right now, none of that's there quite yet. Well, the tags are defined on Steam as popular user-defined tags. Valve's Steamworks documentation reveals that developers are required to add at least 5 tags to their game before it launches on Steam. Interesting. Could it have been one of those? And because they have the innovative first or third person camera, you could pick on that one. Why would you immediately go with first person? It's very strange that you would go with that, but I guess maybe. It states, in addition to helping Steam users quickly learn about your game, tags help Steam determine whether your game should be displayed to customers. We recently began requiring at least 5 tags, but we recommend that you add up to 20. Interesting. Very interesting. Don't know how long that page was up for, so perhaps it was just immediately hit by people that are in the know on this one and just wanting to educate the masses before they make some under-informed purchasing decisions. But I would kind of think that this is ending up getting endorsed by Obsidian and then downstream of that, Xbox and Microsoft. Later in the document, it also explains that tags given the most weight govern your visibility, with those given less. Your title's top 5 tag should paint a fairly clear picture of your game, as those tags will be used to describe your game. The tags are ordered by the game page and the amount of weight you have in your game as a result of your own sorting of the tag wizard, modified over time, blah blah blah, a bunch of crap like that. Which would kind of lead you to believe that they consider themselves a progressive game first, an RPG second, which is why this meltdown and subsequent release of information shouldn't really be all that surprising, because, yeah, the art direction for Avowed, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, is that pattern recognition, tickling, yeah, look at the characters that you have right there. Obviously, this could be goofy-ass screenshots, but, bro, we're supposed to be. Like, we're halfway through the 9th generation of consoles. That shit looks exactly like crap that could have been pumped out in the Xbox 360 era. We have had very little innovation since the 7th generation, and it shows right here. Not even to take into account the dialogue, which could have been perfected back in the PS2 original Xbox days, okay, when you had full voice-acted casts. And it's not like the talent has progressed all that far. But the writing and the appearances, like, okay, brown chick down there, in the blue tunic, not looking all that bad, but the rest of these characters, I don't know, man. It's probably the best of the batch that we've got from these insufferable looking games, but nobody's really there to write home about. And if these are all NPCs, I understand. But that fishman looking guy right there in the middle, I don't know, man. Maybe because he's supposed to be vaguely aquatic, that's why he's so hairless. And he also has, very tight features all across his face, very dark eyes. Like, it makes sense that maybe he looks a little bit borked, but strong jaw syndrome appears to be very prevalent in the Avowed universe. But oh no, there's some people that are attached to this game who work at Obsidian. Might be having a little bit of a tough time in response to people seeing their handiwork firsthand. Matt Hanson, art director for Avowed, working at Obsidian, is now, he's on a holy crusade to defend his lackluster presentation. Is that about the nicest way we can put it? I would imagine. I wanted so badly to make him mad with my game, and I cannot believe it actually happened. Just wait until you see the default, you sad little shit, talking about Grums and Elon Musk, quote tweeting Grums, saying having pronouns in a fantasy video game is utterly unacceptable. Now, because this is on Blue Sky, we could take it one of two ways. He more than likely has a restraining order against him, barring him from within 500 yards of any preschool, or this could be fully facetious. This is just simply playing to the liberal base that's over there, all of which have terminal cases of Orange Man bad and Rocket Man bad. So, playing into that could end up being the case, and then following it up with, anyways, Avowed comes out February 18th next year. Give it a whirl if you ain't afeared of the woke my mind virus. Good thing you're an art director and not responsible for dialogue. Holy. But I think we can make a little bit more of an informed opinion on this, given his follow-up Blue Skies, or as they like to call it over there, and I wish I was joking when I say this, skeets. Why would you... That makes no sense at all, but okay, you got a whole bunch of skeeters over there, but you want to go ahead and claim that you're ideological opposition? They're the gooners, but you're over there skeeting your days away. Okay, yikes. This dude is still going. Yo, Microsoft, reel in your Obsidian team over at Avowed the game. Yes, before he tanks the entire game and ruins your studio. I think he's well on his way on this one, because you got Matt Hanson over there once again. Oh, Elon, you sweet summer child. This will only embolden me, you sad sack of shit. Interesting. Posting a screenshot because there's nothing organic that you can talk about over there on Blue Sky, apparently. It's just the conversation that's happening over on X with all of the people that you guys allow to live in your craniums rent-free. Interesting. It should not be acceptable for any company in the gaming industry to be racist and sexist against white guys, which is, yeah, exactly. The racism and sexism, you should probably not do that. Unless, of course, it's justified or funny. But I digress. Yeah, he's 1,000% right. And this is, once again, another conversation that's as old as time, and one that, at the beginning of this year, if you recall, launched the very short-lived career of one Alyssa Mercante. Remember, you can't be racist to white people. She made it her banner. She made it her brand. And now she's performing for tips in front of dozens of people on Twitch. Fantastic life choices you made there, Alyssa. Looks like you'll have a friend in the very near future in the form of Matt Hanson, because even if this game, like, I don't know, man, it's going to be very difficult to see if there's going to be, a terrible knock-on effect, because this is a first-party Microsoft title. It's already been announced for Game Pass. It's going to be on there day one. We're not going to know for sure what the sales are going to be, unlike with Veilguard, unlike with Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. So this one can go ahead and theoretically slip under the radar, but you're going to be able to see how many people are enthusiastic to support Obsidian, how many people are going to be playing it on Steam, how many pre-orders there are going to be outside of the Game Pass consumers that are out there. Because, okay, cool, Activision and Blizzard weren't necessarily quiet about touting their success both on Game Pass and in individual sales, because a Black Ops 6, for whatever reason, skyrocketed to the top of the sales charts over there on Steam, even when you could just simply sign up for, I don't know what the price of Game Pass is, because A, I don't play that many games, B, imagine playing a Call of Duty game in 2024. Like, what are we doing out here? But this Matt Hanson, man, like, he cannot be stopped. He's just running wild over there on the little pedo palace that is Blue Sky. Art director for Obsidian on Avowed the game, wants to piss a gamers off on purpose, confirms game is woke. Yeah, again, I thought maybe at the beginning could be a little bit ironic. Oh, I just want to, my goal in life is to piss off the world's most famous man, and the world's wealthiest individual. Yeah, you know, hey, mission accomplished on that one. Could have been just a little joke, but as we dive, like I said, a little bit deeper into this stuff, the more you see these guys are totally lost causes. Speaking of Elon, he says, just wait to see the default. Yes, you sad little sack of shit. That's the one that we had to begin with, but then following it up with several posts on Blue Sky plugging the game to basically own the chuds, afraid of, or feared, whatever that is, of the woke mind virus. And this is something that we've seen time and time again. Like we stated before with Obsidian. Okay, these are the guys that are behind, you know, the Second Look gem, which I remember it being quite contentious to praise Knights of the Old Republic 2 at the time, but now people look back at it and go, well, it was pretty good. But then, yeah, Fallout New Vegas, I mean, guys, like that was the most well-regarded once it started to run. Because here's the thing about Obsidian: they might make games that you like to play as long as you can get them to run. Because, yeah, New Vegas, yeah, that shit was crashing 360s if they weren't catching the red ring back in the cut. I didn't play it, mostly because all that Fallout shit doesn't really appeal to me at all. But I seem to recall the people working at Obsidian didn't quite look like that. The type of people that are more concerned about cool merch as opposed to putting a competent title out there. Maybe that's why it's been so long between releases from this once great studio. But before we peace out, and before we invariably have to talk about Matt Hanson again in the future, a deep dive has been conducted on this guy, and well, to the shock of nobody, he's kind of a scumbag, right? Art director of Avowed makes unnecessary remarks about wanting to make someone mad with a game. Decided to go to look, yes, at the game, trying to figure out who did the art. The splash screen decides to give up, look at the other staff, see the crossover to anger-driven choices. Yes, find social media post from 2020 showcasing several staff, quote tweeted because I didn't think much of it. Yeah, account a quote tweet gets nuked. Interesting, they just come back. Initial thoughts is, what are they hiding? Are they just a fun memer and a dope cosplayer? Another staffer goes private, has a more of the virtuous post styles and nothing like the art director. What I was looking for with the aggressive style posts where choices are admitted to be made out of anger. This is what I look for in all the people. Yeah, do social mapping. So when Spuds didn't have any of that, but nuked sort of Streisand for no reason. So it looks like the rot's right up there at the top of the art direction studio. And so to wrap this all up, is Obsidian and Avowed are in deep trouble. Elon is posting about Obsidian's art director's potentially illegal hiring practices. Oh, tagged Microsoft CEO. Matt Hanson, Avowed's art director, has become an extreme liability for the studio with his overt and open anti-white hatred. The pronoun game Avowed is cooked. Microsoft should not tolerate DI activists running their games and products, especially when the rest of the department seems to, just doing their job. It'll be interesting to see. This game looks to be the first of many disasters for gaming to come out in 2025. It's going to be a tough year for entertainment because that's going to be the tail end of all the stuff that was greenlit during the summer of love and then the aftermath of the big artificial tech bubble that was built when everybody was locked down in their house. So yeah, it's going to be the most insufferable of stuff rolling out at this point in time that was also, especially on the Hollywood side of things, delayed again because of the different strikes from 2023. It's going to be a rough one, but it's also going to be a fun one. It all depends. It's a matter of perspective, if you will. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. One should follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.